love van life.
It's the best. Welcome to our van tour.
We've been adventuring in this van for a few days now, and we've loved it so much that we want to make sure to give you the full van tour.
This is a 2016 Ford Transit high roof. It's the long version, not extended. This is the cargo van version that's been built out into a camper van. The first thing you'll notice are these monster tires. Normally, Ford Transits come with just a regular stock tire, but these are the BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires. It lifts it up probably about 3 inches, so you'll definitely not be getting stuck when you got these babies on here.
First thing we notice about this van, magnetic screen. You're not gonna get the bugs coming in. Come on in. Let's start with the kitchen. So this is set up really beautifully. First we have our butcher block countertops. Such a pretty look. Also, the farmhouse sink. We pretty much washed everything as we went. So we turned on the water pump only when we needed the water. In this van, the switch is up here. This faucet, we didn't really use the pull-out function too much because it's not like we have a huge space to deal with. We've got a charging block. Definitely have to watch out for what you're charging and making sure that if you're using appliances that it's not going to use too much power. Back here we have some hidden trash bags. One of the highlights of our trip, this is a 65-liter isotherm refrigerator. It is DC, so it actually is very efficient. We found this to be a very good size for 2 people, plus freezer in this. So if you wanted to fit ice cream, ice cubes. While we're down here, let's talk about the final flooring. It's all waterproof and very safe. But it's been very nice to have just a light color, nice smooth surface, and easy to sweep out.
And now we have our cockpit tour. We have quite a bit of space. It's been really nice driving the Ford Transit. It feels like we're just kind of driving a big car, really comfortable. On this version, they decided to go with an aftermarket rear camera. So you just plug it right into the 12 volt. The camera pops on. When you back up, the rear view camera actually displays right into the rear view mirror, which is kind of cool. This van also has the extended cup holder package, so there's cup holders everywhere and you can always put your drink somewhere. And when you're in a small vehicle, one of the main thermal conductors are your windows. So a lot of windows means it's either going to be really hot or really cold. So you want a little bit of a barrier. And right back here, we have the window cover. This would just go right across the front, and there's also some magnetic ones that go right around here. So it attaches right to the metal parts of the door. Really easy. You get a lot of thermal protection as well as privacy, which is kind of nice. You don't want everybody seeing in. The other nice thing, say you just pull up into a grocery store, you want a little bit of privacy, all you have to do, and nobody will see what you're doing back there. And it just tucks right behind the seat, so you don't even see it. The other nice thing about camper vans is they're so versatile, and they use every bit of space that they can. So the front seats aren't just seats. It has an aftermarket swivel. Press a lever and then it swivels around, and then you can just have dinner.
We're having dinner by candlelight.
And this looks so yummy. The other thing that's very popular in camper vans and also even boats is called a lagoon mounted table. So there's a mount placed somewhere, and all you have to do is put your lagoon mount there. Behind the driver's seat is our table. Now this is actually just a cutting board. Has a bracket on the back, fits right in the hole. And then from here you can relax, swivel this around, maybe work on your computer, or maybe if you're outside and you have 2 tables to work with. This is definitely the most comfortable seat in the house.
One of the 3 tables installed in this van is this one right here. It's perfect for eating dinner for 2 or working on the computer. And it locks into place. You can slide in, have yourself a nice meal. I don't know about you, but I will never forget our first meal in a van.
I know, me neither.
We have a locker style cabinet, anything that you need to like hang up long ways. And this is also really good real estate for kind of displaying all the lovely places that you've visited. So this one's just a little Velcro. stick it right back on there. Boom. A nice little touch we have here. Kind of keep track of what you have going on during the week. Look how kind of solid this is, keeping everything in place while you're driving. Some nice little containers and buckets that keep everything in place. You don't want things moving around while you're driving. This is the coffee bin. Includes everything you would need for coffee. We have the cup, the sugar, the AeroPress, the coffee itself. While I love this electric kettle because it boils water so fast for our oatmeal and for our hot water or coffee, this is the beast that tripped the breaker like 3 times. It was a little bit too much for the AC/DC converter. And there's also a little storage up here. So whether you like to store books or rags for dishes, it's a nice little spot. Moving into other cabinets, we've got our fire extinguisher. Oh good, and it's fastened. That makes sense. It won't come out while you're driving. A fire alarm and carbon monoxide. Safety first, very important. We've got some storage. We used it for chips, some excess water. Look how much space this actually is. We never even used it. Behind our chips is the Instapot. It really was large enough for anything that we needed to cook for 2 people. So these are a little bit hard to open. When drawers get heavy and you're driving around, they won't slide open accidentally. So I actually have to lock it into place and pull pretty forcefully to get it to open. Something as simple as this, just a little divider, was all we really needed for things like silverware. Moving into the second drawer. We've got plates and bowls, only 2 because we're only 2. In here was basically your pan drawer. We have a gas grill. We used this a few times and it was really handy. We cooked some amazing meals on here. If you want to check out what those meals were like, definitely watch our adventure in this van. Such a blast, and you can kind of see how it was to live in here. In the summertime, if you don't want to heat up the inside, definitely take this outside. Everybody's got one of these. A miscellaneous drawer. We also have the sink drawer, dish detergent. There is no filter on this particular van, just a canister of the filtered water. Any plumbing and piping back here, so it's kind of nice to have it open. If you needed to make any adjustments or fix anything in the future, it'd be more available.
The next thing we have here is this unique little bench. It's more like a lounger, I guess. Just sit here, read a book. There's nice cushions here. It also doubles as storage. So you can remove these cushions right here and you actually have a ton of storage in here. A little bit of a fan here, and we've also put our shoes in here. And since this van doesn't have an actual bathroom, an emergency bucket toilet, which we haven't used. We've just gone to facilities. So you have the option of doing like a composting toilet or something like that, but some people just choose not to even have a bathroom, not even have to worry about that. The backrest area can actually pick up. So you pick this up and put part of the lagoon mount here, and then they have some cushions in the back. You put right here, it fills in the gap, which is kind of nice, and then it fills in the bed, and then you can sleep long ways, but we'll go into the bed in a bit. The really nice thing about this bench is you can actually just sit here and enjoy the outside. But say you want to eat some dinner, or if you want to bring dinner into the outside, nice little table right here. It just clicks right into place. You can just kind of lounge, have a drink, put your meal here. I actually just did that right by the beach, and it was really nice. Right underneath here, there's 2 little clips. You just press them in, and it folds right back down. The last thing on the bench, they have a side access. So say you put something in there, you can just access it from the side.
I think the best parts about any van are the cute little touches that make it your own. But these are all little cubby holes. So you go out at night, you need a light, you've got a headlamp.
So the nice thing about being in a camper van is all of the features and all of the luxuries you get, like lighting. I mean, when we're in a tent, we have to use our headlamps. It's kind of annoying. This is really nice. There's plenty of electricity. You switches right here. So right above me, there are little puck lights, and they're DC LED lights. They're really energy efficient. They give off tons of natural light, which is really nice. Makes you feel kind of like you're outside. You just control that with a simple switch. Also right here near the switches, we have a 12-volt plug, and there's also USB. So next to that is the control center for the electronics. So you can see how much battery power are you using, how much draw. So last night when we tripped the breaker, if we looked at this, we would have seen how much amperage we were drawing. Now come on into the bedroom. The first thing you'll notice on the outside of the van are these two little windows on the sides of the van. These are motion windows. They pull a lot of air, fresh air from the outside. You can open this right here, maybe pass a coffee to the outside. And all they are really is just for ventilation, which is really nice. It's very important to have ventilation near the bed. But what really does it is our fan. This is a max air fan, which is really nice. It draws a ton of air through it. Unscrew this and it pops open the vent on the outside. The nice thing about the max air fan is it could be raining outside and you can still have ventilation, which is nice. It has a reverse. You can pull air out or pull air in, and there's different speeds that you can set. You can run this all night, which is really nice. Say if you're cooking and you need ventilation, you turn that on, suck all of the fumes out, and it keeps the van nice and fresh and also the temperature exactly the way you want it.
Let's go over a few more features about the bedroom. This mattress is so comfortable in the van. It's a foam mattress plus a memory foam topper. Just kind of lay back and sink in. And on cold nights, a nice heating blanket that doesn't draw too much power is very convenient. We also have cabinet space in the bedroom. This we primarily used for all our clothes. We kind of broke it up so we had a his and hers section, and also a basket for additional like wiring and things that you wanted to store. Just be careful not to hit your head when you have these low cabinets near the bed. And if you want to sleep in, you want to have everything blacked out. Or if you're sleeping at a Cracker Barrel like we did on our adventure, you want to make sure that no one can see in. So you've got things like window coverings. They're insulated, which is why it crinkles a little bit, and they're magnetic. These are handmade, so they're perfect to fit every window that's in this van.
Welcome to the back of the van. Let's check out the garage. They actually have the doors so where you can unlock them and fold them all the way back, just attached with magnetic locks right here. And you can have a great view of wherever you are just from laying in bed. So first, the water system. It's just a simple water tank. It's 20 gallons and you just fill it right here through this fill valve. We've been using this van for a couple days and we've only used right down to this water line right here. So we've barely used anything. We've been a little frugal. Now the next thing on this fan, there's actually not a built-in shower, but on this rinse kit, all it is simply just a bucket. You fill it up with water and there's a handle right here. You just crank it, and then once it's pressurized, you just take the hose, you can rinse off, feel nice and fresh again. But this also does come with a 12-volt cigarette lighter, so you can plug this in and take a little bit of a hot shower very briefly. Most of the time though, you'd probably be using a gym shower or something like that, so you can have a nice long hot shower. Having a nice fixed bed means it's in one place, you can just go to bed, and then it also gives you a nice height right here so you can fit a ton of stuff in here. For us, we would probably store our bicycles on a slide out, which would be really nice. So moving on, we're going to the electrical system. We have 300 amp hours of lithium power, and that's gonna last us a long time. Now to charge these lithium batteries, there's 3 different ways to charge them. Solar panel on the top, so that's one. There's a DC to DC charger up in the front, so the vehicle's alternator will charge these lithium batteries. And then the third way is actually right down here. You can plug in right at camp. So say it's a rainy day, you haven't been driving very much, maybe you park for like a week or so and you're running low, you can just plug this right in and you have plenty of power to do whatever you need. Now, we gotta get up on the roof. This ladder right here, this is on the vehicle, so it's not going anywhere. This roof rack has a roller, so what this does is say if you have a kayak or something long that you need to get up here easily, you can put it on here and it'll roll up. Welcome to the roof. Now this is expensive real estate, so you want to use every square inch that you have available. There's a composite deck up here so you can just kind of lounge around, get up here. Maybe you need to wash the solar panels. You can stand on this. It's also a Yakima storage box that's lockable, which is really nice. This, of course, is our Max Air fan. One of the 3 ways to charge the batteries, like I was mentioning, is solar. So this is a single solar panel. It's 275 watts. And with the combination of 275 watts of solar power, the DC to DC charger, or the shore power, you would have no problem charging all of your batteries. And this is what we've been using. Now the foundation that's actually holding all of this in place is an all-track roof rack, which is nice. You have these little rails right here. You can attach so many different aftermarket items, like the roof rack, like the solar panels. Makes it just look a little more, overlander and adventurous.
You're probably wondering who built this van. We have our new friends Chad and April to thank for their amazing build out. You can find them on Instagram at HoloHoloVanLife.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
And if you want to see this van in action, we have days worth of adventuring. Make sure to check that out.
We have a lot more adventures to come, as always.